Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great day. We're live with your credit coach going live on here on Facebook. I'm going to answer a few questions, guys, but just want to say happy Thursday to everyone. I want to say thank you so much for your continued support, your continued referrals. Hey, what's up, baby? How are you? Good to see that you're on. So we should let some people come in. I was asked a very important question that I feel that, instead of just answering it, directly to that person, figured I'd answer it live, and then hopefully he's watching. And then a credit hack that I put this morning, credit hack number 11, which was that I recommend you check your credit report every single month. Someone did ask a question, and I figured, hey, well, let's answer it live. Guys, if you're watching, thank you so much. Hit that like button, hit that share button. I want to be able to reach as many people as possible because everyone deserves to have a great credit score. Believe me, life is so much better when you have a 720 or higher. People treat you better when you go and apply for credit. They treat you better. I was able, I just recently bought a car, and I was able to even drop my payment even more because I got an email from another creditor saying, hey, we've seen that you recently purchased a car. Let's go ahead and we feel that we could drop your payment. I was able to drop my payment by $62. That's $700 a year, times the life of the loan. Believe me, just because having a great credit score. So guys, thank you so much. I see that love coming in. Stephanie, thank you so much. You guys watching, please hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm going to talk about something that's extremely important that pertains to your credit. And guys, let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Okay, the first question was sent by a good friend of mine. I won't say his name, it's because sure this pertains to him. What kind of efforts can be made to help improve my credit scores when the situation is, well, I'm going through a struggle financially? Is there anything I should know about that would help build my credit back up when things get better? So in other words, this person is going through some financial hardship. He's not, he's letting go of his credit. His credit is being damaged right now. And he wants to know, is there anything I should know that would help improve my credit scores in the future when things get better? And look, guys, life does happen. You might have goals, you might have plans, you might be doing great financially, and life takes a U-turn, life zags when it should have zigged. And this person understands the importance of good credit because he's a good friend of mine. I've known this guy for quite some time. He understands the value of having a good credit score, but he's going through some financial hardship that either I eat or I pay my bills. Anyone in the right state of mind will much rather eat than pay the bills. But he knows, okay, I'm going through a hard time. It's not the end of the world. I have a roof over my head. I'm eating, but I know my credit's gonna get damaged. What can I do to help improve it in the future? And that's someone that understands he's gonna have bad credit for however long it takes for him to get financially better, but he's already pre-planning in his mind that, I need to have better credit in the future. What can I do now, credit coach? What can I do now in order to prepare myself? So I'm going to answer that question. Well, you have to understand the types of accounts that you have on your credit report. I haven't seen your credit report yet, but let's just say you have, depending on the types of accounts, you have to think, well, can I get sued for those accounts? Can a lender sue me for these accounts? If it's a larger account, and maybe if it's a vehicle, if it's a repo, if they're accounts that went into collections, if they're large amounts, the larger the amount, the more likelihood these creditors are to sue you. So you have to see how much debt you have, what is going into collections. If you have a vehicle, are you going to save that vehicle, or are they going to repo that vehicle? What type of accounts you have? So you want to tally all the amount that you have on your credit report. Let's just say it's 10,000, 15,000. That amount can be settled. Hopefully your financial situation gets better rather quickly. Then you can, if those accounts haven't gone to collections, you can call each creditor and let them know, what, I'm going through financial hardship, but I'm in a better position now. What could be done to negotiate this debt or get back on track? But what I do recommend you do is, if you're going to go through financial hardship and you're not going to pay these creditors, call them and let them know. They lend you money. They gave you credit, trusting you, trusting that things would not, go bad. You didn't choose for this to happen to you. Life got hard. You can't pay these creditors. You can call these creditors and give them a heads up. You know what, hey, I'm going through financial hardship. I'm not going to pay you for the next 30, 60, 90, 6 months. Make a note of it that once my financial situation gets better, I do plan on paying you guys back, whether it's monthly, catching up, or whatever the situation may be. Because you made that phone call, these creditors have noted that you are going through financial hardship, might minimize the phone calls you're going to be receiving from these creditors, and in return, when it's time to work out a plan, because maybe the 6 months didn't go through without a payment, the account didn't get charged off, they're more likely to work with you and help you repay back this debt. Now, that's not going to stop them from reporting this information to the creditors. They are still going to report that you're not making payments. Legally, they have to do that. A prayer and letting them know that to please not report me late, that's not going to happen. They are going to report you late. The reason why you're making this phone call is to just kind of give them a heads up. So when it's time to repay back this debt, they're more willing to work with you. Now, if it goes to collections, then it's a whole different ballgame, because now you're going to have to deal with the creditor. When the account went to collections, this company pretty much said, we're done, you didn't pay us, we want nothing to do with you, go ahead and contact the creditor, whether the account was sold to them or if it was assigned to them. If the account, either way, if it was sold or assigned to them, if they have the account, they, meaning the creditor, you would have to deal with them, and they do not care what kind of financial situation you went through. It doesn't matter to them. They could care less. So if you're going through financial hardship and you know you're not going to be paying back these creditors, know that when your credit is going to get damaged, hopefully that doesn't cause a hardship in some sort of way. Maybe having to get a new apartment in the city that you have back credit, they might not want to give you that apartment. Make the phone call, let them know you're not going to repay back the debt. If you can no longer pay your vehicle, then just go and return it. Don't just miss the payments and then have them come look for the vehicle. It's just going to incur more cost. And so that way, whenever you're looking to repay back the debt, you would have a better time. I see some questions coming in. Say Juan Ponce, what's up, brother? How are you? You said, can you please call me? I have a client that needs your services. Yes, definitely. We'll go ahead and give you a call. Please shoot me your message via Messenger. I'm not sure if I have it, but just send it over and I'll definitely give you a call and help your clients out. Thank you so much for the referrals. So, guys, if you're going through financial hardship and your credit is going to get damaged, think about how long is it going to take you to get financially better, because you do have to do something about your credit. Let's just say it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years. Of course, you do want to pull your credit report and see the types of accounts that are reporting, if they're in collections, how much debt you owe. All that information gathered up, we'll be able to create a plan for you and let you know what could be done. Okay, so I hope I was able to answer your question. I see that you're not watching. What I do is I'll redirect you to this video so that way I know that I answered your question via Facebook Live, guys. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have a credit question, each and every one of you watching do have a credit score. I'm hoping everyone watching has a 720 and you just want to know, am I doing things right? How can I get to an 800 credit score? Is there a difference between having a 720 and an 800? It's pretty much the same thing, but imagine having a client with an 800 FICO score. Imagine going to buy a vehicle with an 800 credit score. Imagine applying for a credit card, some type of credit with an 800 credit score. Man, it's gonna be a walk in the park. All they're gonna want is your signature and sayonara. Here is the credit that because you paid on time, because you take care of your credit, you deserve this loan with 0% interest rate. All right, guys? So I did a credit hack, which was credit hack number 11. And it was that I recommend, I know that most people say you should check your credit report twice a year. Screw that. Twice a year is once every 6 months. What's gonna happen in those 5 months? You have no idea what's going on. So I would actually say check your credit report every single day. I have Credit Karma and I have other sites where I monitor my credit report and I check it every 3 to 5 days. Even though some of them update it once a week, then check it. But if you can't do that, I recommend you check your credit report every single month. Whether you're paying a monthly subscription, a lot of credit cards now, if you have Capital One, they have a thing called CreditWise. where they actually give you your credit report and credit score for free. A lot of the credit card companies are doing this to compete with Credit Karma and compete with other companies. So you do have access to your free credit report. You don't have to go to annual credit report. That site is not one that I recommend, but I do recommend you check your credit report every single month because you want to know what's there. So with that being said, someone, a good lender friend of mine, asked me a question, and his question was, what are 3 things a consumer should be looking for once they pull the credit report? So I told you, check your credit report once a month. Great, Rolando, I have my credit report. I'm not an expert. I have no idea what I'm looking at. What should I look for? That is a great question, and here is the answer. Number 1, you want to make sure that there aren't any negative information reporting. If you know you have good credit, for my good credit people, you know, when I log in there to check my report, what I look for is I want to make sure there aren't any collections, any late payments that might be reporting incorrect, because I know that I pay my stuff on time. So I want to make sure that there aren't any late payments. My FICO scores are increasing. I want to make sure my information is reported accurately, my balances, all that information that I know should be reporting some way, it's reporting the correct way. So that's number 1, is you want to make sure all the information that you have on your credit report, it's reporting accurate. Number 2, you want to make sure that the balances on your credit cards, on your vehicle, everything is reporting as it should be. Because if they're not reporting accurately, sometimes you have a credit card, you send in a payment, maybe they're not reporting the updated balance, and you might have had a high balance, your scores could be dropping. Let's just say you made a big payment on a credit card and your balance should be lower, FICO score should be higher. So make sure you want to check the balances are reporting accurately on your credit report. The first thing you should look at is making sure that there aren't any information that shouldn't be reporting on your credit report that could be potentially damaging your scores. The third one, which is the most important one of them all, is inquiries. You want to make sure that no one is checking your credit report. If you didn't apply for that vehicle, if you didn't apply for that credit card, then you shouldn't have those inquiries on your credit report. Inquiries are the first sign that someone is trying to steal your identity because they're applying for credit. Now, if you have Credit Karma, which is one that I spoke about last week that I don't recommend for the FICO scores. Only thing I said about Credit Karma was that the scores are not accurate. But I recently, when I refinanced my car loan, literally not even a month after I bought the car, I refinanced my auto loan because my credit score went a little bit higher, so I was able to refinance it and save $700 a year. I got an inquiry saying, hey, you know what, TransUnion checked the credit report and it was checked by this creditor. Great, I approved it, I know it was me, I have nothing to worry about. So check your inquiries. And number 4 is you want to make sure there aren't any AKAs. What I mean by that is, my name is Rolando Castro. Let's just say if someone wants to steal my identity, they might say Orlando Castillo or Orlando Castro, and let's just say my social ends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the credit report. Let's just say someone steals my identity, they might say their name is Orlando Castro, last four of social is 1256. So those discrepancies, whenever someone comes in my office and they say, you know what, I think I have identity theft, or these accounts are not mine, I don't have this account, I go on towards the AKA information and I look at, are there any discrepancies in the addresses? I had a client last week that had their identity stolen. There was some accounts in Washington and somewhere in the East Coast. Like, you know what, I never lived there. Well, I found these addresses that you were living here for the past 4 years. Ding, 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 ding. We found the source. It even had the apartment number. So we're able to match. We found the missing piece of the puzzle. This person felt they had identity theft. We looked at the address. We looked at similar names that were pretty much similar, but they were off by a few letters, and the social was off by a few numbers. When someone steals your identity, they're not going to use your exact name. They're not going to use your exact social. In many cases, what they're going to do is they're going to change your name by a few letters, maybe add a middle initial, and then if your social is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they might go ahead and use 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They might use a different address, so that way when the credit system, whenever your credit gets pulled, the system will read it. Oh, it is this person, but maybe they did a typo. They did a typo on the name, but everything else matches. We're going to go ahead and extend this person credit. So those are 3 things. The bonus one was the inquiries. Number 1 is check for any information that might not be yours, collections, any late payments, any accounts that are not should not be reported that can potentially be affecting your credit score. The second one is you want to make sure your balances are reporting accurate. If you made a payment on your credit cards, they should be lower, then your FICO score should be higher. Number three is you want to make sure there aren't any credit inquiries under your name. A credit inquiry is when someone goes and applies for credit to get a yes or no. If there are inquiries that weren't done by you, that's a red flag that someone is trying to steal your identity. You want to contact the credit agencies. You want to contact that creditor that did that inquiry. Let them, you know what, I'm sorry, but I did not apply for that credit card. I did not apply for that type of credit. Stop it, do not issue it. Let them know that it's not you. You want to go ahead and contact the credit agencies, add a fraud alert, because this person might be trying to steal your identity. And number four is you want to make sure there aren't any AKAs, any addresses that do not belong to you, because that is the first sign that someone is trying to steal your identity. All right, guys? So that's it for today. It was short and sweet, to the point, guys, but I know that you guys have a lot of questions regarding your personal credit. You're watching because you want a better FICO score. If you have bad credit, guys, it's not the end of the world. I always say this, it's not irresponsible to have bad credit. It can happen to everyone. What is irresponsible is you knowing you have bad credit, knowing what it's keeping you from, and doing nothing about it. So guys, I want to take this time to say thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for all the love, all the likes, for the shares. Thank you so much, because you're watching. This reminds me that what I'm doing a good service by sharing information that's going to help you increase your credit scores, that would help you improve your life and help you get treated a little bit better. So guys, if you have a credit question, shoot it my way. Send me a direct message. I'll be more than happy to answer it personally or here live on Facebook. Guys, have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye.